morning, students. I am happy to welcome you to my online classes. Today I am going to explain few paragraphs from the story An Uncomfortable Bed, which is written by Gidi Maupassant. Dear students, when I read the paragraphs, please open your book and see to it. One autumn, I went to spend a few days with some friends in Picardy. Writer, along with his friends, goes to Picardy to spend few days. Picardy is a place which is in northern region of France. My friends were fond of practical jokes. I do not care to know people who are not. He is telling that his friends are very good at practical jokes. What is practical jokes? Practical jokes that which involve words and actions. For example, when your friend is about to sit on the chair, you remove the chair and your friend falls to the ground. This is the right example of a practical joke. I hope you understood it. When I arrived, they gave me a grand reception, which at once made me rather suspicious. They cheered loudly, embraced me, and made much of me, as if they expected to have great fun at my expense. When writer arrives Picardy, his friends gave him grand reception. Some of them even embraced him. Seeing their excessive behaviors, or to say extravagant behaviors, narrator becomes suspicious. He thinks that his friends are going to make fools of himself. He thinks that his friends are going to have good jokes at his expense. I said to myself, look out, old ferret, they have something in store for you. So he is cautioning himself and calling his friends as an old ferret. Ferret is a cat-like animal which enters in its burrow to chase the rabbits. During the dinner, the mirth was excessive. I thought, here are people who are really amused, too amused. There does not seem to have any reason for so much mirth. They have planned some good joke. Surely I am to be the victim of the joke. Attention. During the dinner, the excessive happiness of his friends gives him the idea of some practical jokes in the air. Since there was not any reasons to be so much happy, his friends were very happy, and he cautions himself that he could be the victim of their jokes. The entire evening, everyone laughed in an extravagant fashion. Just as a dog can smell whatever it is hunting, I could almost smell a practical joke in the air. But what was it? I was watchful, restless. I did not miss a single word or a meaning or a gesture. Everyone seemed to be a suspect, and I even looked distrustfully at the faces of the other guests. That day, entire evening, his friend's behavior was in an exaggerated fashion. That's so why, like a dog which could smell when it goes for its hunting, so also the writer could smell some practical jokes in the air. He didn't want to be the victim of their jokes, so he was very watchful but restless. He looks at every actions, every words of his friends. He even distrustfully looks at the other guests too. The hour struck for going to bed. The whole household came to accompany me to my room. Why? When time comes for going to bed, all his friends accompany him to his room. questions come to his mind. Why all these people come to my room? They call me good night, but then his friends call him or bid him good night and go by. I entered my room, shut the door, and remained standing without moving a single step, holding the candle in my hand. I heard people laughing and whispering in the corridor. Without doubt, they were spying on me. I cast a glance round the walls, the furniture, the ceiling, the hangings, and the floor. I saw nothing to justify suspicion. I heard persons moving about outside my door. I had no doubt they were looking through the keyholes. So once his friends leave him at his doorsteps, he gets inside the room, shuts the door, but then remains standing for a while without moving a single step. He was holding a candle in his hand. While he was standing there, he heard people talking, whispering in the corridor. He thinks that they were spying on him. He looks around the walls inside the room. He looks at the furniture, looks at the ceiling, looks at the hangings, and looks at the floor too. But then he says nothing to justify suspicion. He even hears people moving outside his door. He thinks that they were looking through the keyholes. An idea came into my head. My candle will suddenly go out and leave me in darkness. So inside the room, while he was standing and looking around the rooms, looking each and every object present there, an idea comes to his head that his candle may go out suddenly and leave him in the darkness. A fear grips his heart. So I went round the room and lighted all the candles that I could find. After that, I cast another glance around me without discovering anything. I moved with short steps, carefully examining the room. Nothing. I inspected every article one after the other. Still standing, I went over to the window. The shutters, large wooden shutters, were open. I shut them with great care and then drew the curtains, enormous velvet curtains, and placed a chair in front of them so as to have nothing to fear from outside. So the writer went round the room to light all the candles that were present in it. After lighting the candles, once again he looks around the room but discovers nothing. He moved with short steps and looks at each and every article carefully, but then he finds nothing. He shuts the wooden shutters which were open, pulls the curtains and puts a chair in front of them so as nothing could enter from outside. He does all these things for his safety. Dear students, I hope you all understood from paragraph 1 to paragraph 11. If you at all have any doubts, you can write in the comments the paragraph's number so that in next video I could try to explain it once again. Thank you. Have a great day.